Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, and this is the Academy Review. Joining me, as always, is David Pritt. How are we doing, mate?
Not too bad at all. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm still basking in that emphatic win over that there Leeds.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to enjoy this because there's another Leeds game in there.
Mate, is it going to be another 6-2, though? That's the question. Let's find out. Dave, what have you got for us today?
A bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. 18s and 23s played. One good result, one bad result. And at the end, we're going to go through the academy players out on loan as well.
So there's another little string to your bow there. We're going to look at the academy players that are out on loan, because some of you in the comments have been asking about that. You've been saying, guys, love the show. Can we have a look at the players that have gone out on loan? And, you know, because I care about you guys, I've got Dave to do it. I'm nice like that.
Yeah, you are. You're brilliant.
Dave, go on. So what are we starting with? Is it the under-18s?
Under-18s, yeah.
Yep.
So, against Leeds. So, last time we played them was in the Youth Cup, and we narrowly beat them. I think it was 2-1, I think, if I remember rightly. I played at Old Trafford. I think it was the last game in the Youth Cup before the COVID happened, because we were supposed to play Chelsea away, and then that happened to be played behind closed doors at St George's Park at the start of this season. So I want to show what to expect, because it was close last time, but really good performance from United. You know, you're going to be happy with this one. Dead early on, 6th minute, Zidane Iqbal plays the ball through to Charlie McNeill. He goes in between two players, they sandwich him together. Referee points to the spot, penalty. And this lad we talked about is goal scoring for City. You know, he scored ridiculous amount of goals. Steps up, and you think, you know, I'm just hoping just make sure it's on target.
Yeah.
And the cheek of him, he does a Panenka and puts it in.
Panenka against Leeds. Ooh.
To be honest, I don't think it was the best of Panenkas. I like to see him when they float up.
Yeah, what did it do?
It's just like a low chip, yeah.
Oh, mate, that's more
I think
salt in the
it's
wound.
Listen, it's only Leeds. Let's do an easy one.
Yeah,
yeah,
easy Panenkas.
So great start for us, and then Zidane Iqbal again. He had a free kick that just went wide. Another good opportunity, and then Leeds got back into the game a little bit with the post long range shot. Really good effort. They started to grow in the game a bit, and United were probably lucky not to concede. So again, towards the end of the first half, Leeds have another shot that goes over, and you could go either way this half. But then just before half time, probably in the injury time of the first half, Charlie McNeill takes it round the keeper and at the tightest angles, chips it over him and puts it in for 2-0, and then does one of these celebrations from, I think it's from Fortnite, I don't know.
Listen, my kids tell me about it.
I know I'm getting old when I don't know
the whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not down with them all.
Yeah, really great time to score a goal, you know, half time. Especially like Leeds were getting back into it. I think it just knocked him out a little bit there.
That's what you want. Just looking at that, you mentioned Zidane Iqbal a couple of times. I mean, with a name like Zidane, you better be good at football. And I take it from what you've told me, from what I've seen, he is.
Yeah, I think on the back end of last season and all through this season, he's been a great player. When I watched him last season and the season before, I thought he was young, obviously, because this is the problem when you watch the 18s. You can't be overcritical of someone because when they first get into the 18s, because they're still young, they need time to develop. But I thought, yeah, he's good, but it wasn't one way you thought he's going to make that position his own full time. But he's done that. He's looking like a decent player now. He's very good with the ball, like I say, assists, things like that. And they put the ball through for Charlie McNeill to score. But it's one of them about them growing as well. They get stronger and taller, and that obviously helps him with the game as well.
Just for anyone who doesn't know, what's his best position?
I'd say attacking midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not number 10, but just behind that kind of thing. Just to spread the ball out, and he has got a bit of a shot on him as well. Like I said, he took a free kick that just went wide as well, so he's got a lot of strings to his bow. Sounds
like his progress. He's coming along steadily. Definitely one to watch. Second half, obviously we go in there 2-0.
2-0 up.
2-0 up after the first half. Second half, how did things pan out?
Yeah, I think the confidence was probably up by us, and then we had a good move. Logan Pye plays it into Charlie Wellens, plays it into Garnacho, and he just hits his shot wide. That could have been easily 3-0. And then we actually did get the third, where Joe Hugill on the left plays it into Charlie Savage, and he just takes it first time, like sweeps across the ball and plays it into the net from the box, made it 3-0. Really nice goal. He's another player in midfield, Charlie Savage, who are really great, and he's got a couple of goals now this season. He's obviously son of Robbie Savage.
But he's good.
Well, just a different type of player, to be honest. When Robbie was at United, he was a striker. Obviously, he's playing what his dad played when he was older as a midfielder. But there's just different type of midfielders. Like, obviously, Robbie was more of a not in your face, but he was a rough. Not rough. I don't want to be overcritical.
A terrier, like he was like sort of
he could,
combative.
Yeah, win the ball for you. He was, but I think Charlie's more laid back. He can find a pass, has a good shot on him, and
I've heard a lot of good things about him. A lot of Charlies in this. In this team,
3 or 4.
I'm not seeing that much Charlie since I. We don't need to go into that. Well, yeah. So he's obviously doing well. The other players you mentioned there, you mentioned Hugill, who's. Every time me and you sit down, you've got good things to say about him.
Yeah, well, I like the fact he's playing for both the 23s and 18s as well.
Yeah.
He's doing a decent job. He didn't score this game, but he got an assist. But yeah, I think he's not. I called this, and I think I got this wrong when I said he's a bit of a diamond in the rough, because a reason to say that is because we got him from Sunderland and no one knew much about him, kind of thing, and we'd come to United and he's just hit the ground running, and like I've said this in the previous one, whoever found him and got him to United deserves a medal, because that Sunderland team were awful, and it's hard to tell who the good ones. That Logan Pye as well, he's from Sunderland, so they got a couple, and yeah, they're doing well for us. But the game didn't end there. Reece Bennett plays a long ball over to Zidane Iqbal. He's 1-on-1 with a defender chasing, gets to the edge of the box and slots it past the keeper for 4-0. Yeah, so and that was the end of the game. It was 4-0 against Leeds. You can't really argue with that. They had, like I say, the opportunity in the first half where they hit the post. Second half, so they also hit the crossbar. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And keeper made a couple of good saves. But in all, 4-0 clean sheet. You've got to be happy with that against Leeds.
Yeah, of course you have, because Leeds have got a good, decent young side, haven't they? And from what you've said and from what I've seen, it sounds like it was a all-round performance where you can say, you know what, it's a good day at the office for the youngsters.
Yeah,
there.
I think
somebody can take comfort in the way that they've been able to sort of do both sides of the game well, attack well, and obviously defend. I know Leeds had a couple of chances, but
to be fair to Leeds, probably the result flattened us a little bit. Leeds probably deserved 1 goal at least, but
it's not a charity, Dave. Don't give anything to Leeds. They're lucky they're there.
But like I said, compared to last season when we played them in the Youth Cup, obviously different players now, so you can't really compare. But it was a much closer game in that Youth Cup game, and really happy with the result. We're now Christmas, obviously not going to be any games now till January. I'm not too sure when the next one is. I'll have to check. But we're now 3 points clear at the top of the league over Liverpool with a game in hand.
Mate, beating Leeds and going 3 points clear Liverpool.
With a game in hand.
With a game in hand. Why can't the first team be this good? It's amazing.
We're nearly.
Saying that, actually.
When you
look at it, we beat battered Leeds and we're not that far off the Scousers, so it's not all doom and gloom. No, this sounds good, and I like the fact that, these players that you keep mentioning, that the progress seems to be there, and you seem to like the sort of the way they're handling it as well, because you mentioned a couple of lads there, is it Logan Pye and Hugill have come over from Sunderland, and you said hit the ground running, sort of look at home, don't look like they're overawed by the fact that they're moving to a club like Manchester United.
No, and obviously coming from Sunderland, you look at... to be honest, I do like Sunderland's training ground, so it's not... I think some players, when they come to Carrington and Old Trafford, it's a bit of an awe thing, but to be fair to Sunderland, they've got the Academy of Light there, great facility, so it's not too much different really from Carrington, but obviously coming to United with the prestige around it, some people might freeze straight away, but no, they've especially Hugill, he's doing brilliantly. Good to hear. Love to hear it. An emphatic win over Leeds. Where have we heard that before? What else have you got for us? Then the 23s travelled to Chelsea, and let's just say that didn't go great. I know what's coming here. Yeah, difficult game. It's a difficult fixture for anyone at any levels, and we know that Chelsea have got an academy under 23 level, that they put a lot of effort and energy and money into, and it shows. Can you tell us what happened in the first team against Leeds? What happened for United? What happened for United? Yeah, the first 3 minutes. What happened for United was that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the so-called Norwegian PE teacher, blew away Mr. Tactician Marcelo Bielsa, because we actually got at them and scored 2 quick goals. And that's exactly what Chelsea did to us. I knew that was coming. So first minute... Ball goes on the right. Ted and Mengi's chasing it. Basically, just out-muscled, falls to the ground. Then it just crossed in because there was no one defending it. It's played into the middle and then put in for 1-0 in literally the first minute. And it was just the worst start possible. And you're thinking, that was the thing with Chelsea. You have to keep a clean sheet because usually they beat you if they score. And then it just got even worse. Third minute, Ethan Galbraith gets dispossessed, and then they have a shot, really nice shot actually, left foot curler round the keeper, just 2-0, and you're just thinking, that's it now. I didn't think there was any way back because Chelsea not only are good at attacking, they're good at defending, and it was just, not the greatest starts. It was the worst start possible.
Oh, mate. I mean, you've mentioned a couple of players there, Galbraith and also Mengi. How much of the fingers you point at them to for those 2 goals? I mean, I don't want to be harsh, and let's just temper something here. All these youngsters, even at under 23 levels, they're learning the craft. We know that, and we're not being overly critical. But when someone makes a mistake or when there's an error, you have to say it.
Of course.
Would you say that was a mistake there, or do you think it's
I'd say a mistake from both of them. I'm a huge fan of both of them.
Oh, you've absolutely sung their
Mengi,
praises.
he has to be stronger there.
Yeah.
And I need to see it back again. Obviously, I was watching it live, but I don't know if anyone else could have covered once Mengi had gone down. It was just it just crossed the ball and unchallenged. It was too easy, and especially we conceded straight away in the way Galbraith was dispossessed, but he should know a little bit better that we just conceded, just calm everything down.
Keep the ball, keep it simple, nice and.
And then once it was 2-0, that was it really. We 10 minutes later we actually put the ball in the back of the net. It was a nice move, but from Palestri, but flagged offside, and he never saw the replay, so I'd like to see that again.
I didn't see it, but I know for a fact that it was a bad decision. Yeah, robbed.
But it probably was offside. But it was a nice move, and then we started playing well after that. I don't know if the confidence went up because we scored, but even though we didn't, if you know what I mean, we could show that we could score. But even then, Chelsea was still attacking us, and Will Fish had to block it off the line to prevent a third goal. No, he's another defender who really rate, and obviously kept us in that there. But it gradually got worse during the game. The ball then put in the box. It's bounced around a bit, and one of the Chelsea players. I'm sorry that I don't know the names of the Chelsea players, by the way.
Don't be too apologetic.
It's when I'm at the game, it's easier because I have the team sheet and I go, the number 9's him. Yeah. And it bounced around, and then it was just put in for 3-0, and that was with 10 minutes to go before half time, and we saw it out till half time, 3-0.
I mean, at half time there, you're looking at over that, it's 3 goals in the first half, which obviously isn't great. Is it just a couple of individual errors, or was it the case of Chelsea were pretty dominant in that first half?
I just think Chelsea were dominant. They were the better team. We do look like a good unit, and when we click, we look great, but we just come up against a better team, I thought.
All to do in the second half, Dave. Give me some good news. How did the second half pan out?
We didn't concede for the first 5 minutes.
Fantastic. Improvement. That's what it's all about at this academy. And under 23 level, improving.
But then Fernandes fouled a player in the box and gave away a penalty. So that was 4-0. Not long after that, they got the 5th for 5-0. And then Fernandes was dispossessed. And then the ball was put in the back of the net for 6-0. And, not great. Six unanswered goals, and I was ready to switch off, to be honest. Just like, doing this, I've got to watch it to the end.
Doing this, I've got to watch it. That's dedication for you.
But luckily, 84th minute, Fernandes plays it into Joe Hugill, who played for the 18s as well.
Yeah.
Ends up scoring. Nice goal, actually. But well worked goal, and it was a positive to a miserable day. A nice goal, and the fact that, like mentioned, Hugill before for the 18s got an assist, but he also got a goal for the 23s. But that's how it ended. 6-1, unfortunately. But
to be fair, though,
we won the last 5 minutes.
We won the last 5 minutes. The offside goal, even though I've never seen it, should have been a goal. They had a penalty as well, and for me, I'm not seeing that, but it definitely wasn't a penalty. So there you go. Now it's 4-1. 4-2, sorry. So that's quite close, and I think a couple of other dodgy decisions could have gone either way. And seriously, 6-1. How important is it for these lads that you've been watching these games at this level for years? How important is it that they learn from it, not just forget about it, but are able to move on from it? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. we always come unstuck usually against Chelsea. They're a decent academy setup, especially the reserves, the amount of players they've got. They have got a lot of talent there. So you're not always expected to win, but it's the last game before the Christmas break, and I'll probably play on the minds a bit. Especially, it wasn't like it was a close loss. They got battered, so they're not in I don't think they're in training now. I think they've all gone back home. So it'd be in the back of their minds about that game, and probably not haunt them, but they'll be thinking about it. But you hope that when they get back next year, that they'll want to improve and sort of say, "Well, that's not happening again. The next game we're going to win." But yeah, it's just unfortunate. The timing won't good either, and that now puts us 7 points off the top. I think we're in 9th now, but it's it's not great.
It's difficult though, and I'm not making excuses because obviously getting beat 6-1, it's a bad defeat. But as well as anyone, better than anyone, the under 23 level can be quite. It's strange because, like you say, you've got reserves. If clubs have got massive squads, they can bring in players. They've got the sort of investment in the younger academy players as well. Sometimes you'll go up with a club and up against a team that's got a lot of resources, and we know that Chelsea have got that.
Yeah, and to be fair to them, the like us, they're playing younger players. They had I can't remember his name, I'm afraid, but they had a 16-year-old score for them against us. Which I like. Oh, I didn't like him scoring against us, but it's nice that they're bringing these youngsters through, and yeah, fair play to him.
Well, there's not much more you can say about that. All I'll say, we'll learn from it. It's actually a positive if you look at it that way because we've learned something.
Exactly.
You
always learn from your mistakes.
You learn from your mistakes. Yeah. We made that many of them. We've got lots. We've learned a lot. We'll move on from the under 23 defeat. What else have you got for us?
So we're just going to go through now the academy players who've gone out on loan.
Yes, I've been keen to hear about these. How are they all getting on?
Well, someone like Jimmy Garner is at Watford, or James Garner, depends on how you want to say it.
What do you say?
I don't know.
I prefer Jimmy, but I don't know.
Jimmy, I
don't know actually. I don't know actually. I'd say James Garner. I think I've used both.
I've used both. I don't.
Whenever I say he's a Maverick, though, no one gets my reference because I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Ask your dad or your mum.
Yeah, he played 73 minutes against Brentford in a 1-1 draw, and we'll get back to Brentford in a bit. And then he was subbed after 90 minutes in a 1-0 win against Birmingham. And from what I've read, he's still impressing at Watford. People are impressed with him, and it's a funny one there because their manager's just been sacked as well, I think. So.
Yeah, they weren't doing that badly though. They're in 5th or something. These like obviously the expectations are quite high. Of course,
I think they just want to get promoted again.
Yeah.
But new manager's going to come in and hopefully they'll see James for what he is, a decent player, and keep playing him because he is starting most games. That's
good because the Championship, me and you've said it many a time. It's not the easiest league. It's very difficult. It's a tough league. There's no hiding in that league. You know what I mean? You can't just sort of disappear. You're going to get tough tests, and he's been obviously stepping up. And hopefully, the new manager comes in, gives him a chance, and he can get the benefits of playing a full season or whatever it is in the Championship because we've seen players benefit from that greatly over the past few years, or since we've been loaning out players. Really,
you look at someone mentioned Chelsea again. Mason Mount, he was at Derby, did well.
Yep.
If Garner's doing well at Watford, he's got every chance to get in that United team when he gets next season.
Hopefully.
And then on the other end of the scale is Dillon Lavigne, who's, for me, I rate him alongside Garner, but he's just not playing at Charlton. I just don't understand what's going on. He was just unused subbed in 5-2 win over AFC Wimbledon, but I just don't get what's going on, the fact they're not playing him. I think we said this a while ago, I think they should bring him back.
If he's not playing in a game as well where you're battering teams or beating them comfortably, he's not even getting any minutes.
No, for me, I'd bring him back and find a club that wants to play him because what's the point of him being on loan there? What use is he getting? What he's doing a bit of training, he can do that with the first team and still get some game time.
It's got to be
with the reserves.
Frustrating and deflating as well for a youngster like that because you're going on loan, you think, right, now I'm going to get first team football.
And he's on the edge of the Wales first team as well. He's played a couple of times. He's been on the bench for him, and if he's at a Championship club and he's not playing, it's not good for his international career.
Show that ruthlessness that Sir Alex used to show. If you any hint of messing the loanees about, and that was it. Not only would he pull the plug, but you won't get that.
I think
you won't get any player again.
I think it's Lee Bowyer as well who's the manager there. I think.
Don't get me started on him. He's ex-Leeds Lee Bowyer. He's probably lucky he's not got his head punched in then because he's likes what Lee Bowyer likes. He doesn't really fight with his own players. Yeah, like you say though, these players go there. They go there for minutes, go there for the experience and real experience, not just training with the Charlton first team. No disrespect to them, but you want a bit more than that. So I'm with you on that one. I think if he isn't going to get the game time that he wants and probably deserves, then let's recall him. And there's probably lots of other clubs in the Championship that will be looking at him going, yeah, we'll have a bit of that.
I think a lot of clubs would want to take him. He's a decent, tidy player, and like do with a lot of clubs.
Do you think he can do it in the Championship? Do you think he could? So. Another Championship
even
club
if he went to League One or something.
Yeah.
I think getting game time, he's not going there to, because that's your level. You're going there to just get first team experience and playing it. It doesn't matter what level you're at. It's about playing first team football and getting that experience.
Hopefully, he will get some first team experience, whether that's at Charlton or elsewhere. Maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a decision to make there because we know Solskjaer rates him. We know he does. Spoken very highly of him, and obviously he sent him out on loan to see, get him some experience with a view to coming into the first team further down the line. So we'll see what happens with that one. And as always, we'll keep you posted on here. Anyone else?
Yeah, Taiwo Chunggook,
of course,
Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen, yes.
Yeah, they had 2 games this week. He was an unused sub in their 2-1 loss against Borussia Dortmund, but then he came on in the 72nd minute against Mainz, is it?
Mainz, that's Jurgen Klopp's first club, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, one of his first clubs.
Right. Yeah. Well, he came on, and then in the 90th minute, he assisted the goal for the winner, so 1-0 win. So
there you go. What do you make of Chong and his performances over there? Because I know he had a good pre-season. Go on.
He started the season well. He was starting most games and doing well. Like you say, pre-season he was doing well, but towards this end of the season, or midway of the season, sorry, he's don't know. He's not been starting every game, or he's been subbed off, and I don't know. People seem to like him over there. They rate him, so maybe that's his level at the moment. Because that is it's a Bundesliga team. They're playing people like Dortmund. He's not there. He's not ready for first team football consistently, but he's there as like a substitute, or someone to come on or play every other game, something like that. And that could be used, like how he could be used for United if the report comes back that he's good enough. He could be on the bench for us, and then when it's not working through at front, we need a right-sided player. You can use Taiwo Chunggook.
I just think with Chong, and it's not his fault, he's just been hyped that much that you expect a lot from him. And I personally, when he's come into the first team United, I've been disappointed. I don't think he's done much for the first team when he's come on, because he got a few chances, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I didn't see a lot from him. I didn't see, if it wasn't for his reputation, I'd be thinking, who is this kid?
Yeah, I
What's he about?
totally agree with you. But once again, he's not getting consistent games.
Yeah,
he's
fair
getting the odd
point.
game, and when he's playing consistently for the 23s, he looked good.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's playing consistently. I wouldn't say not 90 minutes every time, but he's with the first team of Werder Bremen, and I think it's a good thing for him, even if he's not playing every game.
Well, hopefully he'll get the game time that he needs, and he can show us what all the fuss is about, because Taiwo Chong is a player that's been spoken about for since he was a kid, isn't he? Since he was like 14, 15, people going, this is a guy to watch, keep around him, he's going to be a superstar. So we'll see how that pans out.
It was a bit unfortunate with him as well. We got him, and I think, is it halfway through the first season we got him, there was a game at Carrington, I think it was at Carrington, and Everton were, at that time, the academy they were a rough team. They used to dive in, hurting players. And one of them went in on his knee and injured him. He was out for 10 months, I think, and that put a damper on him. Came back, he looked good, but that 9 months, he'd had about 9 months more progression, really.
Shame,
yeah.
It really is frustrating.
But he's showing, like, if a player's playing in the Bundesliga, I think, it'll do all right. I think he'll come back and he'll be used as an alternate option for us.
Good, man. We don't want to give up on him just yet, and obviously that was the reason he was sent over to Werder Bremen, to show us what he's about.
Yeah,
is that it?
No,
loads more. Good. Keep going, man.
Aliou Traore, Zach Kern. Not much to say about this. He came on in the 89th minute as a substitute, so played a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Is that one of them at the player ratings at the bottom? It just has NA.
Gets 1 point on fantasy football. And then a different one is Dishon Bernard.
Yes.
He's playing at Salford City. 2 games this week. played 90 minutes against Newport County in a 1-1 draw, and then also played 90 minutes in a 0-0 draw against Cheltenham. And
Consistent.
he was also put in the EFL Team of the Week.
Wow, so he's in the EFL Team of the Week. That's not too shabby, is it?
No, that's
we
good.
Look at he's obviously been putting in the performances, which is what we want to see, getting that experience, but not just getting experience. We don't want these kids just making up the numbers. We want to see him performing as well, don't we? And he's obviously doing that.
It's a shame. Being at Salford, I'd have gone to see him a couple of times play if it weren't for what's going on. But the fact you're in the EFL Team of the Week when that's the Championship, League One, League Two, and he's in League Two, shows he must be doing well.
He must have been standout performances then, because, like you say, that's 3 divisions there, and he's in the sort of lower division, and he's shining. Yeah. So hopefully more to come from him.
And then Max Haygarth, he got sent to Brentford's B team, but he was an unused sub against Reading. No, not Reading. He was unused. I can't remember who he played against. But this weekend, Brentford. Oh, it was Watford.
Yes.
We mentioned it. Sorry.
Yeah, you said you were going to get back to him, and you did. Got there.
He was unused sub in that game, but he actually made his debut against Reading. The previous week.
Right.
So even though he was sent to Brentford's B team, he's part of the first team setup now, which is good for him.
Oh, good. So getting into that sort of first team action, getting around that squad, getting game time. Sorry, that's what you want to see, and obviously at a good standard as well, because that is a decent standard there.
And then the last outfield player is Max Taylor. He's at Kidderminster, but he had 2 games and he was an unused sub for both. So
again, maybe we'll have to see what pans out of that. Don't be too quick to judge and say, "Oh, recall him," because we know that Max Taylor's obviously had a lot going on, and
of course he has, yeah.
And he's done fantastically well to come back.
Oh, it's been brilliant. I was lucky enough to be at Swansea last season. He was at Swansea's training ground for the under-23s when I think it was Ramazani got injured and Taylor was brought on for his first game back, and it was just great to see him back on the pitch.
Is it emotional? That?
Yeah, it was a little bit, because.
So anyone who doesn't know, Dave, just give us a little bit of context, because people feel what these 2 are on about.
Yeah, he had testicular cancer, and he just went missing for ages, and I got told about it, but it was like under the radar, not to be spoken out. Then he officially announced it, and then when he came back to, I think he just got over it, and then he came back to the 23s training with him. But he would go to the games and be part of the squad, even though he went on, and he just looks awful. All his hair was falling out. He just looked dead thin, and now he's looks strong again. Got long blonde locks, and it's just great to see. A young lad like that, and I think he got a lot of encouragement off Joe Thompson, who used to be in the academy for us. He's now working on MUTV. I think he was at Rochdale when he got cancer twice, the same thing, and so the fact that they're both at the academy at different times, he's been able to give him a bit of advice, and he seems to be doing well.
That's great to hear, and what an inspiring young man. And I remember when he came back into the academy team, and everyone was sort of talking about it, and the way he sort of shown that determination and bravery and courage. And I hope it works out for him, man. I hope it does, because you couldn't wish it on a nice lad.
If he don't work out at United, I just hope he finds somewhere where he can play. Even if he doesn't, I do think he will. But even if he doesn't, he's got his life ahead of him now.
Yeah, I mean, despite what some may argue, there are more important things in football than looking after yourself and staying healthy, and he's obviously got that now. So we'll keep you posted on what happens with him at Kidderminster. Is that whether he's getting some game time? Hopefully, he will get some soon.
And then finally, the 2 goalkeepers. We got Matti Kovar, who's out at Swindon.
Yep.
He's their first choice keeper now. So he played 90 minutes in a 2-1 loss against Doncaster Rovers, and then a 2-0 loss against Fleetwood. But I don't know how he did, if it was down his fault. But the fact that he's getting 90 minutes and they're choosing him as first choice keeper now, they must highly rate him. I mean, I highly rate him. I think he's top keeper. So. Yeah, and then Jacob Carney, who's another one. He's an under-18s keeper, played for the 23s. I think he still may be a part of the 23s, but he's one of them where you're on a loan, but you still can come back to your parent club. Yeah. He did that last season, and he's currently at Bright House Town now, who are in the Northern Premier League Northwest Division. And he played 90 minutes in a 2-2 draw against Workington Athletics. So the fact that our two keepers are playing 90 minutes for the teams, I think is a great thing.
It's a funny one with goalkeepers, isn't it? Because, as a goalkeeper, more often than not, you don't hit your peak till you're like 32 or something.
I know, it's mad.
So when you're in your early 20s, it's like there's no need to get too sort of, impatient, because you're going to get a chance, and it is just about getting that little bit of experience at any level almost.
Yeah.
And these lads are getting it.
And his dad, Jacob Khan, his dad was a former goalkeeper as well, so he's got that to get back at him. And I think that's why he's gone to like Workington, for example. They're not, it's not a team where you go, oh, brilliant, he's gone on loan there, but he's getting experience. And I think something like Forgetech last season, he's no longer with us, he's at Blackpool now. He went to Staley Bridge on loan last season.
Staley Vegas.
Yeah, and people are moaning that it's too far down leagues to go, but I don't think it is. You're getting 90 minutes, especially for a goalkeeper.
It's different for a goalkeeper, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Especially at corners and stuff. You're getting elbows, all sorts.
Yeah, it's probably, in many ways, it might be even a little bit better than being higher up, because you're getting that rougher ready treatment where certain things are getting through that wouldn't happen in a higher level.
Yeah, I went to watch Forgetech last season. They played West Disby and Charlton, and I saw him at home. I can't remember who they played at Staley Bridge, and he looked better than he did when he was in the 18s and 23s because of that, the way he's doing. And he had a coach with him, training him, and I had a little chat with him, and he said he thought it was the best thing for him. And I think it'll be great for Carney. He's, like I say, I think he is able to come back and play for the 23s if needed, because he did that last season. But yeah, world's his oyster at the moment.
World's his oyster, and the world's your oyster, David. After all that, you can come on here again next week and give us an update on more of the loanees and the academy. Bit of a break though. When's the next one of these? When are you coming back to us?
We could also the games aren't now till January, but we could all do a season review, find out if people want it. I don't know.
If you want a season review, right, hit the like button.
Yeah, if there's 1,000 likes, we'll do it.
Well, I was going to say 4. But if you want 1,000...
I want 1,000.
All right, we'll split the difference.
2,000.
If we get 10 likes, Dave's going to come on and give us a season review. No, hit the like button and we'll get Dave to come on and give us a season review on the under-23s academies, and also what he's made of some of the loanees as well. Dave's been great chatting to you, and, we'll forget about the game against Chelsea. We'll focus on
we beat Leeds.
We'll beat Leeds. What more do you want? A 4-goal difference against Leeds. Where we had that one before. Top of the league, above the Scousers.
With a game in hand.
With a game in hand.
It's just...
Merry Christmas. That's been Dave. Dave, where can people find you?
Twitter, David J Pritt, 2 T's, and on Instagram, David Pritt without the J.
There you go. Make sure you check him out. He'll keep you updated on all of the goings on with the academy, the Manchester United academy team, and the under-23s and all the rest of it. So make sure you're checking him out on all his socials. We'll also have him back on the channel sooner rather than later. I've been Jay. This has been the academy review for Stretford Paddock. If you're not doing so already, check out the members section. We've got the 12 days of Paddock where you can win a load of prizes, including PlayStation 5. And also, if you're not subscribing, come on, get with the program, man. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.